Okay, for foam rolling the hamstrings, you want to set the foam roller directly behind the knee, and then you're going to be crossing your ankle over to get a little extra weight on there. You want to try and relax that leg all the way down through your foot. It's a little hard to do when you're pushing out, but just try to let your foot drag along the ground. And we want to try and get three main angles here. You're going to rotate your leg all the way in, so you're on that innermost section of the hamstring, almost to the inner thigh. And slowly rolling down, keeping that leg relaxed. Anytime you find a spot that's a little extra tight, either a little more sore or has a little bit of extra tension in it, just try to stop and rest on it. Those areas are usually a little more painful. So if you need to, you can just back off a little bit and then slowly rock into it. Slowly pull back away. If you need to, you can take that top leg off to remove a little bit of weight to allow you to roll all the way across those tense areas. And then all the way back down, setting your foot back up as soon as you can. The harder the pressure is, the more effective the rolling will be. You'll be able to dig the knots out a little bit faster. So you want to get a full pass up and down on each length. And so from the inside to now directly on the back, as slow a pace as you can get. So slower than an inch a second if you can. And you're trying to run the whole length of the muscle. So for the hamstrings, that's from behind the knee, or actually just below the knee, all the way up across the point of your hip, up onto the pelvis just a little bit, and then back down, keeping that leg relaxed, just letting your foot drag on the ground. Even a little bit slower than I'm doing it if you can. And then one more angle, you can go slightly to the outside now, getting those outermost hamstrings kind of right between the hamstrings and the IT band and TFL on the outside of the leg. Oftentimes that's where a lot of the knots will develop, is between lengths of muscle. That's where you get a little more friction between the muscles as they're moving along each other. And that tends to develop those adhesions a little bit more. So just across the point of the hip, and then back down nice and slow. And you can cross this leg all the way over to give you a little bit more support. But then if you do need a little more pressure, you can just lay that leg on top instead. Now push down a little bit harder as you make your way all the way back to the knee again.